This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review. Write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it. And tell everybody you know about it. And then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, it's a great day, great day. Dr. Willie Jolley. Hey, do you want to know how to transform your life today, transform your life tomorrow, transform your finances, transform your future, transform your family? Well, today is a special day because we have the one and only, the greatest motivational speaker on the planet as my guest. That's right. Les Brown is here today. Les Brown. Y'all stay tuned because Les Brown is here with me today as we celebrate and kick off the 20th season of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show. Wow. Anyway, you know, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I can't refuse it. I did not seek it. I did not choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Oh, just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. I'm grateful for this minute, this moment, this opportunity to be on one more time. This is amazing that today we would be able to celebrate 20 years, and I give God all the glory. So, you know, I start with that minute, then I take a moment to give God glory. I especially give God glory today because very few people are able to say they've been on radio for 20 years and to be able to continue to have the best and the brightest guests every week. And so I'm very grateful for a guy who didn't know what I was going to do with radio. I didn't have any idea how I could make it. But thanks to my friend Les Brown and my friend Zamira Jones, they encouraged me that you can do this. So I'm very grateful. And I give God glory for life and strength and health. You know, God's gift to us is life. Our gift to God is what we do with our lives. So we should do something extraordinary. And then I thank my sponsor, who has been with me for the last 5 years. Every week we've talked about them. They are just an incredible sponsor, Truist Bank. BB&T and SunTrust decided to stop being competitors and to be collaborators. and they built a new bank called Truist, which means you can trust in them. And they are awesome. And so Truist Bank focuses on care. And they say when you start with care, you build a different kind of bank. And they have committed to that. They are unwavering in their commitment to care. And you are going to be blessed when you have a relationship with Truist Bank. Well, my special guest today is one of my best friends. He's my big brother. He has blessed me tremendously over the last 30 years. He has encouraged me. He has inspired me, has motivated me. He has been a mentor, a tormentor, and he's been my brother. When my mom died, he was there with me. When my brother died, he was there with me. When his best friend, Boo, died, I was there with him. We are besties, and we are so grateful. He was born February the 17th, 1945 in Miami, Florida. He was a twin. He and his brother Wes, they were born on the floor in an abandoned building. His biological mother gave up her sons for adoption when they were 6 weeks old, and Mrs. Mamie Brown took them. When he was in 5th grade, he was forced back a grade by the school's principal after being disruptive in school. His demotion subsequently led him to being placed in special education and labeled as mentally retarded. As an adolescent, he attended Booker T. Washington High School, where he was influenced by a speech and drama instructor who encouraged him to pursue a career in radio broadcasting. He did that. You've ever heard him speak with "You Gotta Be Hungry." He tells a story. I won't repeat it here. But he then went on from there for success in radio, not only in Miami, but also in Ohio, to become a state representative in the House of Representatives. And then he went back to Florida to care for his ailing mother. And as soon thereafter, he launched a speaking career. And he has been awarded every award there is possible in the speaking business. Speaker Hall of Fame, named one of the top 5 speakers in the world, Golden Gavel by Toastmasters, one after another. The greatest speaker, the greatest motivational speaker on the planet is my friend and my brother, Les Brown. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you very much. I'm going to correct you. I'm going to take backseat to you. Come on, you got it up in here with me. Yes. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's exciting. You know, you've mentioned my birthday. Yeah, man, I used to think people in their 40s were old. Now that I'm 80-ish, I feel I served at the Lord's Supper, but I got some big tips, okay?
Well, you look good, and you are still doing your thing, and you have not aged a bit from the time when we were traveling together on the Get Motivated tour. Even before then, when we were traveling together on other tours, you look great, and you're still wowing them wherever you go. Well, people know your story, and if they don't, I gave them a bit, but how did this guy from Miami, Florida, who was labeled educatively mentally retarded, become one of the greatest communicators on the planet?
I think that this program that you have, serving people, helping people to get a vision of themselves beyond their mental conditioning, helping people who have a thirst and a hunger to have a different kind of experience in life, that exposure to information that gave me a larger vision, allowed me to see life differently. I remember my mother when we were going Miami Beach and cleaning the homes of wealthy people. And I heard Mr. Sidursky say to his son, he said, "David," he said, "when you become a man," he said, "I want you, if you want to become successful, watch people like me and do what they do, and watch poor people and don't do what they do." That stuck with me, because when I cleaned his room and shined his shoes, he was listening to motivational messages on a regular basis. To friends of ours, Jim Rohn, "When the end comes to you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one." Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, you have something special. Don't allow negative thoughts to defeat you. When you think about the things that those guys brought, that helped to energize me listening to Robert Schuller, You Either Expand or You Are Expendable. That really helped me to see the value. If he's wealthy and he's listening to inspirational messages and he has the complexion of connection and I have the complexion of rejection, I say, I need some motivation too. And after a while, watching them, I said, I can do this. And let me just share with you what you're doing with this program is very important. Case in point, when you look at all the stuff that's going on now politically, there are family members and friends who stopped speaking because of political differences. I got a call from someone who was at the airport and they were trying to leave the country and they were called into a room to be questioned.
Wow.
And what happened in the questioning process, that they said some disparaging things about some of our political leaders. So we're being listened to, even when your phone is off.
Right.
But just think about that.
That's right.
That this place where we are, there are people who are feeling fearful, hopeless, who feel they're being chased. Immigrants have been demonized. It's a different kind of place. When you look at how important it is that you're doing this program and have been doing it for 20 years, you think about that 40% of college graduates, when they graduate, they're going back home with financial problems and responsibilities because they can't find a job.
Right.
And so, and then you put in the back of that artificial intelligence replacing over 360 million jobs. So today, and what your program is about, is helping people to, through these guests that you have and the information that you provide, a setback is a setup for a comeback, is helping people to know you got comeback power. This is not the end of the story. You can overcome this. And so people need mental resiliency. And this is what you have been positioning yourself to be an authority on, helping people to develop the inner authority that I can get through what I'm going through right now. So I want to say hats off to you and the work that you're doing, because we need this kind of messaging on a regular basis. There are millions of people who listen to entertainment on a regular basis because that's how we've been domesticated. But there are few people, the road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it, that are listening to us now, who want to consume educational materials that will give them the skill set to navigate this new era where we are: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition.
Wow.
So thank you for who you are.
Well, thank you. I had a gentleman, you know him, Hosea Huggins, was in my office last week. He came to get copies of my book. You know, I got a new book. It's only available now in exclusive release, which means my inner circle, people who listen to my radio show, my podcast, or who are on my email list get access to this. We're not putting it in the bookstores yet or on Amazon. It only is available. So Hosea came by. Oh, by the way, the book is called Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. Rich is good, wealthy is better, unless your copy is on the way, because you are mentioned in the book often. But Hosea said something to me, Les. He said, Willie, often when I hear you speak, you say, even in this challenging economic time, political time, this time we are dealing with, you keep saying, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. He said, why don't you say to all of us other guys who are in on a call we do every week, we're going to win? And I said, Hosea, you know why I don't say it? Because I don't know that you're going to win. I don't know if you're willing to do what I'm willing to do. I said, I'm going to tell you a story. And this, it applies to Les Brown. In 1990, Les Brown came to Howard University, to Crampton Auditorium. I was just starting to speak. And I sat next to Cortland Malloy, the great writer from the Washington Post. And Les said at the end of his speech, I'm going to take some questions. I jumped up and I gave him a question. And he said, young man, I love that question. I want to meet you afterwards. Well, when it was over, they whisked Les off stage to the book signing table. So I stood patiently waiting to meet him. And then as soon as he signed the last book, they whisked him away. And they said, wow, where'd he go? And I went to the promoter. I said, where is he staying? She said, at the Howard Inn. I said, okay, thank you. And this is about 10 o'clock. I went to the Howard Inn and I sat in the lobby till 2:30 when Les came in. I said, Mr. Brown, you said you wanted to meet me. He said, you've been waiting for me this long. I said, yes, sir. He said, wow, I want to know you. And that's how we developed our friendship. And I said,
Yeah.
Hosea, I'm willing to do that. I can't say that everybody's willing to do that. Les was
Willie,
willing.
you are absolutely right.
Yes.
That's why we're taught, as we look at ourselves and look at people today, Jesus said, all power is in my hands. Oh, by the way, the poor will always be among you. The
Yes.
road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it. We're talking to the few. Most people will not do what you do.
Right.
No, they won't do it. They won't do what I'm doing.
Right.
And so this place where we are, we have to acknowledge that. One of the things that I love that A.L. Williams said, all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is enough. But make sure you do all you can do. But there are people that are listening to us now. And I want to share something.
Hold that thought. I want you to come back to that thought, because we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, the best is yet to come.
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent. You can call on me.
Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and support for the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show and podcast comes from Truist Bank. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. When you become a homeowner, your future starts to feel different. That's power, knowing you could be creating generational wealth to pass down. Truist believes that a path to home ownership exists for you. I hear people say, well, I don't see how I could ever own a home. Truist has programs that could help you buy a home with a lower down payment than you might expect. And their professional guidance helps you build belief that home ownership is within reach. Connect with a Truist teammate to learn about options that are available to you. They will listen to your goals and follow through. Reach them by calling 855-562-1579. Do this for your family and your legacy. That number is 855-562-1579, or visit truist.com/homebuyer. That's truist.com/homebuyer. Certain programs and geographic restrictions may apply. Contact a loan officer for details. Truist Bank is an equal housing lender. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the premiere edition of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show, celebrating the 20th anniversary or 20th season of my show. And we've got the one and only Les Brown. Les, you're getting ready to share some more about being willing to do the uncomfortable to get to do the comfortable. Or as you have said before, if you do the things today that others won't do, you'll have the things tomorrow that others won't have. That's a Les Brown quote. Go ahead, Les.
Absolutely. Well, as we look at ourselves and look at this space where we are, where when the dominant culture is demonizing us, they're talking about taking our history out of schools. You're talking about over 360,000 African-American females have lost their jobs. We're talking about over 320 million people will lose their jobs to artificial intelligence. So when you think about that, there's something that's very important that you have done here. You've created a community.
Yes.
A community of committed listening, a community of people who have goals and dreams. That's very important. Harvard University did a study, and it's a 78-year study, and they want to know what was it that the 1%ers did that they had in common that the majority of people don't do. And so they found out that they had a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships.
Say that one more time. Collaborative.
They have a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships.
Yes.
People who have goals and dreams. People who are, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say, going to rob the cemetery of their talents, of their dreams, of their abilities, and of their talents. Okay.
Yes.
And so, and when you look at the majority, if you go online and you watch, most people bring the fans out. Bring the fans out, get boots on the ground. Listen to me. Bring the computers out. Because we have access to infinite information.
Right.
That's major. And so when you look at that, there are programs that's being eliminated, that DEI programs has caused thousands of people to lose their jobs, not because they were incompetent, but because of political decisions. But now we're in a place where we can become self-reliant. We're in a place where we get this access to this information, and we can control and produce our own economy. It's a different space. We were created by the Creator to create. Most people are stuck, and they're spending their time and energy trying to open up new doors of opportunities with an old mindset and skill set, and they're failing.
Woo, woo. And you have shown that it's not going to be easy. You had a series. I think it's You Deserve.
Choosing a Future. Yeah, You Deserve. Oh, that was the PBS special that I did. Yes.
Yeah, but you had
Deserve,
a series CD set, and it was so profound. I would listen to it, and I'd get inspired by it. Could you talk about how you would do the uncomfortable things, how you would live your dream on a shoestring? Sometimes you were having to stay at people's homes to go and speak, and it was uncomfortable. It was not. So,
you know what? A guy was in a seminar that I did about 3 weeks ago. He said, I got to share something with you. And I said, what? He said, I was in my car. I was around 15 years old with my father, and we were listening to a cassette tape by you talking about how you became a disc jockey. And my grandmother said, don't listen to him. I work at the Penobscot building. He has an office on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor with 2 other guys, and they bathe in the sink down the hall. And when we come in to clean the office, they hide in the closet. They don't know we know that they're in there. And one day we reported them. And she said, he's a loser. And he said, here I am in your seminar. And she said, you're a loser. And I checked you out. You've touched over 2 billion people's lives around the world. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is that it doesn't matter where you start. What matters is, where are you going? What's your vision of yourself? And what are you willing to sacrifice? And that goes back to the thing that you talked about. And you say, hey, everybody's not willing to do it.
Right.
Most people won't do the work. And I want to say to people that are listening to us, one of the things, if you really want to become successful, Og Mandino reveals something in the book called The University of Success. He said, don't be the go-to person for people you can't go to.
Woo! Don't be the go-to person for people you can't go to. Wow.
When you call me, I call you back. People say it's not what you know, it's who you don't know.
Right.
It's who you know and what they know about you. You call me, I'm going to call you back.
Always.
But the majority of people, I don't call them back, because if it's not positive, if it's not productive, if it's not profitable, if it's not purposeful, why am I going to give that time? I'm 80. I got more life behind me than I have before me. This is a time that you have to protect your peace, and you have to protect the time that you use, that you have left. We don't know when we're leaving here.
Yes.
And so we want to live full and die empty, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say. But most people, as you know, they're not willing to sleep on the floor, bathe in the sink down the hall. I used to sleep on friends' couches, going from city to city in pursuit of a dream. And people told me, there's nobody that looked like you on those stages. That's not going to happen. There are over 3,000 members of the National Speakers Association. You better forget about that, buddy. And I say to people, what people think of you is none of your business.
Amen.
You don't know what you can do.
Amen.
You've got to be willing to challenge yourself and to push yourself. There will always be naysayers and people who want to give you constructive criticism who've never constructed anything.
You know, that is so profound about you sleeping on the floor, because the grandmother had a limited vision of her life. And because she saw somebody who's willing to struggle in order to soar, she figured you were a loser. But there's another story of another lady I had here who also slept in her office, bathed in her corporate bathroom, lost her house, lost her car. Now she's the owner of the largest minority-owned media company in the world, Kathy Hughes, multimillionaire, because she was willing to do that. Les was willing to do that. On the front end, you look like losers, but on the back end, come on, somebody. Woo! On the back end, somebody, you look like a genius. And that's what it takes, folks. That's why I told the guy, hey, man, I'm willing to do that. I just don't know y'all are willing to do it. And that's why I can't tell you if you're going to win or not, because you've got to be willing to do the uncomfortable to get to the comfortable. Well, Les, you have been able to not only share with people all over the world the greatest demand on any speaker I've ever met, whose calendar is constantly filled with people wanting him to speak. And even though now you don't travel like you and I did an event in Australia virtually, because the people said, we want Willie Jolley and Les Brown. We said, hey, this was right after COVID. We said, I ain't coming over there. They said, we'll do it virtually. And I think I was up at 12:30 a.m. I took a nap and then I opened, and you were like up at 3 a.m. Speaking. But we were able to do it because we've created value. And if you keep creating value, folks, you find a need and fill it, and you create value, people will pay you, and they pay Les an amazing amount of money. I'm blessed. They pay me a great amount of money to do what we do because we are willing to do the uncomfortable. Well, Les, you've also taught many speakers how to speak. And now you have programming to help others, because we got a need. There's a need for voices of hope. Am I right?
Without any question, we have a vacuum. I'm going to ask you a question. Who's the president of the NAACP?
The president of the NAACP is, I can see his name. He sent me an email this morning. I'm having
but you knew it was Benjamin Hooks.
It was Benjamin at the time, right?
Yeah, we got a vacuum.
Right.
Yeah, but there's an opening. Listen, as we look at where we are and things that are going on, the kind of culture, the divisiveness, the toxicity, all the weapons of mass distractions that's going on are created by people, and they can be changed by people. And that's why when you think about Steve Jobs, he said the storyteller is the most powerful person in the world. So those people that are listening to you, and you have a lot of life coaches and speakers that listen to you, I'm going to share something with them. One of the things that I wanted to do was to stand out. I didn't want to be put in a box where I was a black speaker. No, I want to be able to speak all year long for everybody on the planet. They did an organic Google search, and I've reached over 3 billion people. And I want to speak to something that's dealing with an area that a lot of fearful people are thinking that they're going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. I'm going to share with your listeners how to make their lives AI proof. Number one. Yeah, number one, artificial intelligence can't say to you, you have the power to live your dreams. Let me tell you some things that I've overcome. Now, I'm not talking from some theory, but what I know. Artificial intelligence is a scraper. It gets information. It does not have the ability to look someone in the eyes and say, you have greatness in you. You've got to be hungry. When people hear us, they want to be able to relate to you. They can't relate to artificial intelligence. They want to be able to identify with you. They can't identify with artificial intelligence. They want to have a connection. They want to be able that when you speak that they can feel you. They can't feel and connect with artificial intelligence. So you are irreplaceable. You are what Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell used to say. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Oh,
Perfect. Hold
behave.
that thought for a second. We'll be right back after station identification. You're listening to the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and thought to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store, get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. And we're back. Oh, we got the real thing. And folks, you can be the real thing. You can do what you do, and you can create an experience. But you got to have a mentor. 2 ways to get to any goal: mentors and mistakes. The greatest mentor on the planet for speaking is my guest today, Les Brown. Les, people say they want to transform others' lives. They want to help others. They want to share their story. But many are afraid or they don't know how to do it. And what they become is echoes rather than a voice. They just repeat what somebody else says. But you've taught so many. I mean, there are people in the Speaker Hall of Fame that you took as neophytes, and now they're top-rated speakers. Where can people learn how to do what you've done? Because that's what your gift is, teaching them. Where can they get that?
Well, one of the things I want to say to people, feel the fear and do it anyway. I was afraid when I spoke in the Georgia Dome. You can go online and put in, "It's not over till I win." And you see me speaking before 80,000 people. I went to the bathroom 7 times. They had to come get me out the bathroom. I said, "Man, come on, they're waiting, they're stalling." And I said, Mike Williams, he wrote the book called The Road to Your Best Stuff. He saw this Les Brown before I saw him. And you know this to be true.
Yes.
It's you have to have somebody in your life who believes in you until your belief kicks in.
Yes.
And as you said, you need a mentor. Why? Because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You can't read the label when you're in the box. You got to have somebody who's achieved what you want to achieve, somebody who's where you want to be, and so that you can learn and shorten your learning curve and hasten your ability to establish your credibility and have a tremendous reach when you come out into the marketplace. And so people who are interested in investing in themselves and who are willing to do the work, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts should be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Who are willing to do the work. And this is an incredible time. When we started out, the self-development area was like $1 million a day. And then it evolved to $1 billion a day. Now, within 3 years, it's going to be $1 trillion a day. Why? Because millions of people, billions of people are going to lose their jobs, and they're going to have to reskill. They're going to have to increase their level of learning, and they've got to develop the ability to establish a brand so that they are known for something that they do. And keep in mind, average is over.
Right.
It's over. This is a time that you have to be extraordinary. People are looking for ways in which they can begin to make themselves AI proof, and our training, your ability to express yourself. Who would have thought? Here I am, 80, and I make $80,000 an hour. I mean, look here. I just turned down an engagement the other day, $125,000 to go to a country. And I said no, because when I speak out of the country, it's 225,000. I remember the time for $125,000, I'd have taken my mama to bake them a sweet potato pie and have my children to clean their house for $225,000 for 1 hour. And you're going to fly us there first class? Are you kidding me? Listen. This is an incredible time. I used to be so broke, I walked past a bank and tripped the alarm. And now I can make $80,000. Come on, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota, Kamabota, Chevrolet. Yes, thank you, Lord.
Folks, this is what I experienced for years as part of the Get Motivated tour. And we were on tour together. We came to many of those cities that you might have seen us there. But I replaced Zig Ziglar, and Les took over when General Colin Powell passed on. And we would open and close. And I would be there 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'd come back at 4 so I could sit in the wings and hear what this man does with such genius. And so he has been able
you
to.
too now. Come on now. I can't let you go past this. Willie has a story. And Willie, when he speaks, he takes people to a place in themselves that they can't go by themselves. He's a great speech coach as well. And he will teach you one of the most important things that's very important today. Not only it's mental resiliency and learning to master AI or develop a strategic relationship with someone who does know it, but he knows how to develop strategic relationships. Your network determines your net worth. And so when you have someone that can help you to develop relationship that's behind the doors that you want to get in, that's major. And he's a relationship builder. And that's why he's won the highest award from the National Speakers Association. That's why he's in the National Speakers Association Hall of Fame. And that's why he was selected among the top 5 speakers on the planet. So relationships, they matter. And I'm encouraging people to practice OQP. Only quality people. You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. The Academy Award winner Sidney Poitier said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens without being spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? And so you got to look at your relationships now. You don't want to be around people that's toxic and negative. Well, Les, can I help them? No. It's a full-time job to help yourself. Right. Remember that movie, Jerry Maguire, Help Me to Help You. There are people who will pull you down. That's family members, friends, and children before you can pull them up. You got to focus on you and go all in order to do the work that you've come to do, because we don't know when we're going to leave here. A guy called me and said, man, I see you all over the internet. I said, yes, what are you doing? He said, oh, man, I've lived my life. I said, y'all get phone privileges at the cemetery when you're taking a dirt nap? And I'm on the phone with somebody that came from the dead and said, you've lived your life? Come on. And so most people die at age 25 and don't get buried until they're 65. Wow. They've already stopped. All that they know right now is all that they will know. I'm learning something, Willie, every day, and you do this. I make it a point to learn a quote, learn a new story. I'm learning artificial intelligence, learn something every day. I have a strategy that I'm not going to be a burden to my children. I've got a strategy, an anti-nursing home strategy, because you go to a nursing home sitting around a lot of old people and they can't play bid whist or dirty hearts, and don't even know who they are. No, I ain't going around. I don't like to be around old people. I remember I brought a guy to the house to meet Mama, and he was 65. Mama was like 78. And so She used to watch The Price is Right all the time. And so the next day, I heard her talking to Miss Lillian, our next door neighbor. They would sit on the porch. She said, Lillian, let's brought some man by here. He said he was 65, and he thinking he gonna be able to keep my company. He said he want to bring somebody by here. I saw that boy cutting the grass the other day. He was 36. That's my style. I said, oh Lord, I don't need to hear this. So man, I don't even like to be around old people. No.
No.
I got young friends.
Where can people get your coaching, your resources, a connected and activity
People
with
that
Les
are
Brown?
serious, that are hungry and willing to invest in themselves, email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com. That's lesbrown77@gmail.com. I got 14 slots. I'm not interested in working with everybody. We will vet you. One of my staff members will call you to vet you to see if it's a good fit. And like you say, at this stage of life, we don't want to work with everybody because the majority of people follow the crowd. We're looking for people who want to follow their heart and who are hungry.
Yes, that's right. And let me tell you, folks, when you're hungry, nobody has ever given a better keynote. We call it a signature keynote than Les Brown's You Gotta Be Hungry. I encourage everybody to go online, go to YouTube and look up the Georgia Dome. 80,000 people. And he gave this speech, You Gotta Be Hungry. It is one of the most profound, exceptional keynote presentations ever given. And so, okay, now Les, you have also been able to do media. You were started in media, and you built a media business, then went on to television, and then best-selling books. And you have done all of this, and you've been able to also take care of family. You're big on family. You're big
Absolutely. On family. One of the things that inspired me is not what you leave for your children. Is what you leave in your children. And for a long time, I was thinking about what am I going to leave for them? And what we know is, and Warren Buffett talk about this, hey, if they don't develop the character and the values and the discipline, whatever you give them, they're going to blow it.
Right.
And so now one of the things I'm focused on, not just my kids, but Dr. Miles Monroe said something to me. He said, Les Brown, and I taught him how to go beyond just the church community, which is just 15% of the audience, to get the 15% and the 85%. He said, I want to thank you for this, but let me give you a gift. And I asked, what is it? He said, there's no success without successors. He said, focus on finding people who have that hunger that you do so that you can live a life that will outlive you, so that you can train people how to tell a story and people don't just hear it, but they experience it. And they're able to become self-persuaded, to have the courage to take their lives in a new direction and create some new stories. You need to do that. And so that's where I'm focused now, is finding people who are hungry, that we can vet and find out who's serious and determined and relentless and willing to study to know more than their story. See, everybody's got a story. I heard somebody talking the other day and I said, whoa. And I just kept my mouth closed because it's none of my business. My mother had a sign on her mirror saying, oh Lord, help me keep my long nose out of other people's business. And she was just telling her story and all the bad things about her life. And what most people don't know is that 80% don't care. And 20% glad it's you and not them. She just tells her story and people come up afterwards say, I feel so sorry for you. So what we want to do is, one, it took me 3 years to earn my first $1 million. Teach people how to develop a signature message.
Hold that. I want to do a cliffhanger. Before he tells you the 3 parts, I'm going to make you stay and listen to the rest of this last part of this interview. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show with my special guest, Les Brown. We'll be right back. And for sure, your best to Chevy.
Motivated, highly motivated, motivated, gonna take it to the top. Motivated, highly motivated, motivated, I'm never gonna stop. I had a job I really hated. It made me sick, but it got me motivated. I knew that this was not where I was meant to be. I didn't want to stay, but I was too afraid to leave. Then one day I got my check, there was almost nothing there. I went to the boss, he laughed and said he didn't care. My kids were at home hungry, I was about to lose my home. That's when I decided I had to make it on my own. Said I, gonna take it to the top. I said I'm never gonna stop. My friends said I was crazy when I told them all goodbye. But the only one who's crazy is the one who's afraid to try. They said I'd never make it, said I would not survive. But I knew I had to make it, it was either do or die. So I grabbed hold of my dream and I put it in my heart. I stepped out on my faith and learned to really trust in God. Knew I had to fight.
Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, here to thank Truist Bank for their sponsorship of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show and podcast. Now, if you're a longtime Wealthy Ways listener, you know I believe that mindset is the key to success, and so does Truist. That's why they've created their incredible resource, Money and Mindset. It's full of tips to help you with your finances and help you with your well-being. You can get articles, quizzes, calculators, and hey, even more podcast information that will bless you, all for free and for anyone to use. Check it out today at truist.com/money and mindset. Truist.com/money and mindset. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care, and Truist Bank is a member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank. And we're back one more time, one more segment with my dear friend Les Brown. Before I get back to Les with his points, I want to take a moment just to say thank you to Truist Bank for their sponsorship of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show. If you're a longtime Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways listener, you know I believe that mindset is the key to success, and so does Truist. That's why they've created their incredible resource, Money and Mindset. It's full of tips to help you with your finances and your well-being. You can get articles, quizzes, calculators, all for free and for anyone to use. Check it out today at truist.com/money and mindset. Truist.com/money and mindset. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank is a member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank. Well, my friend Les Brown was about to tell you some points that would help you to think different and to transform your life and transform your future. Tell them what you're thinking, Les.
When you look at where we are, we're where Peter Drucker said, this is a new economy. It's a new world. Yes. And so we have to be willing to unlearn, learn, and relearn.
Okay, so let's get that. Those points. You got to
be willing to unlearn, learn, and relearn.
And relearn.
There are two things that's going to dominate in this economy. Number one is your brand. Number two is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Your brand. People used to wait outside Apple stores because Steve Jobs told a story about a computer. Your brand, your ability to express yourself. I remember my high school teacher, Mr. Washington, said, Mr. Brown, once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
Yes.
That allowed me to become a state legislator, a community activist. King World paid me $5 million to do a talk show. Your ability to use your communication skills. Warren Buffett said your ability to communicate increase your value by 50%. So you got to develop your communication skills. The next thing that's important is you want to develop strategic relationships with people who are where you want to be, who you can learn from, who you can grow from. And the other thing that's very important, our good friend who wrote the book, The University of Success, and the greatest salesman in the world, Og Mandino.
Yes.
He said most people fail because they allow themselves to be distracted by secondary activity.
Wow.
Most people fail because they have too much stuff on their plate that other people's stuff.
Wow.
This is time.
Yes.
You got to focus on you.
Right.
Because you got to ask yourself the question, what if I have a car accident or I get sick? Who's going to come rescue me? You got to ask the what if questions. How long can you survive if you lost your ability to generate income?
Yes.
So you can make money now speaking, coaching. You can make money now from your books. You can make money now from doing seminars and workshops. You can make money now from doing events or helping other individuals with your knowledge and skills, because you want to create a minimum of 5 buckets of income. And trust me, it's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it. When something happens to someone you care about, you want to be in a position to do more than pray for them. When my sister called me and said, Mama has breast cancer, I resigned the next day from the Ohio legislature. When I rung the doorbell, Willie, a friend of hers named Miss Mildred was there. And she came to the door and said, oh my God, it's Leslie, Mamie. And I heard my mama say, I knew he would come. I knew he would come. You want to be in a position in your life that if something happens to someone that you love, that you can show up and be there for them. And this is the time, unlike any other time we've had in history, that we can write our own check. It's a new day. We have access. But I like what Jackie Robinson said. He said, don't make it a level playing field. Just give me access and I'll level it myself.
Come on, somebody. Okay, Les, at every interview, I ask a question. It's a question, and if you were coming to DC and you spoke and I came to hear you, and Dee and I took you to lunch, and William, your godson, and then we took you over to Howard University or American University or Georgetown, GW, one of the great universities, to a business class. And we went into the business class of young one who want to be successful. Tell them a couple you got us. If you're going to be successful in business and life, here's some things you got to do.
Number one, you got to find something that's you. Something that resonates with you, something that's your calling. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. Willie, you were born to speak. You have the can't helps it. You've got to help people because that's who you are. Find something that you don't have to have an alarm clock to get up in the morning. Find something that resonates with your spirit and with your heart and soul, that when you are so immersed in it, that it's not work, it's a mission from God, an assignment that has been given you.
Yes.
The other thing is be very conscious of the people around you. You got to be very conscious of that. One person can take you down. The person can make a statement about you and they don't have to prove it. And you're guilty until proven innocent. It was president we had, Lyndon Baines Johnson. He said, I can accuse my enemy of sleeping with a pig and walk away, but he has to stay there to defend himself. Be careful who you have around you. When they asked Judas, how will we know Jesus? And he said, he will be the one I kiss on the neck.
Wow.
So he was in the inner circle.
Yes.
So you've got to be mindful of your relationships. This is a different space that we are now.
Wow.
So this is a place that's different. So your relationships and being laser focused on improving your health. A person with their health have 1,000 dreams, but a
Yes.
person without their health, they have only one. I look good for a reason. When you're born, you look like your parents, but as you get older, you look like the life you've lived. I get up early, cover this gray hair. I ain't playing. I see.
For the
No.
radio folks, he just pulled out some mascara.
I got my mascara. I ain't playing.
Closing thoughts for our listeners to help them to grow and go to the next level, even in these challenging times.
I'm glad you asked that question. It's very important to know this is not the end of the story. My grandchildren ask me, I have 15 grandchildren and 5 great grands. What is it, Papa, you want us to know as we go into the future? Live your life the way you want to leave your life. Live your life the way you want to leave your life. That way you live a life of no regrets.
Amen. Amen. I will ask you a personal favor as we close this show. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a couple of announcements. And as we close, I'm going to ask you to do a poem that you have been known for as we close out. I want to thank, again, Truist Bank for being my sponsor. I want to thank them. Go to truist.com. They're unwavering in care. And when you start with care, you build a different kind of bank. I want to thank all of you who have supported us with this show over 20 years. And for those who are new, the podcast, the people who listen, who made it one of the top podcasts, I want to encourage everybody to go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. This book is built on 2 things. People, one, who want to be wealthy but don't know what it is and end up being rich and never get to wealth. And 2, all the people who have worked hard to build a nest egg, but they're afraid their kids are going to squander it. So this book is the antidote to teach your kids how to maintain the blessing. richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. And then join us every Monday night for me and D. Taylor Jolley, my bride of 40 years, who we do a show every Monday night on television called The Jolley Marriage Show. Just join us on A Jolley Marriage on Facebook or the Willie Jolley LinkedIn Live, or you can watch it on The Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube. And I encourage everybody, one more thing, to go to A Jolley Marriage on Instagram. We need to get to a certain threshold so we can rebroadcast it there. A Jolley Marriage on Instagram, and follow us there. We need everybody to do that, and we'll get to the number, and then you can see it on A Jolley Marriage on Instagram. And finally, I want everybody to go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com so you can get a collector's edition of the first printing. We're not putting this printing on Amazon, nor are we putting it in bookstores. The big launch will be in a few months, but this is for the people who are part of our inner circle who want to get an asset that can be worth more in the future than it is now. Go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com and get this book. It will transform your life and help you grow your wealth and help you teach your children how to maintain that wealth. richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. My friend Les Brown, this is your time. Go to work.
Well, I want to tell people if they're interested in our coaching program, email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com. It's something I'd love to end up my programs with. My mother used to love to hear me say it. Leslie, yes, ma'am, mama. Say that thing for me, boy, that you know I love to hear. Yes, ma'am. I want you to think about your goals and dreams and understand you were born and chosen and preserved by God for such a time as this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gall, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. And keep in mind, you got to be hungry. Yes.
My friend Les Brown, this is Dr. Willie Jolley. We love you. And remember, your best is yet to come. God bless you. Yeah! Yes, sir! I love you, Les Brown. You know that.
Yes, I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
And everybody's right sometimes. Some rain's gonna fall. And everybody's hot sometimes. Trouble will call. But when trouble stops by, you can sit there and cry. Or you can make up your mind. You're gonna stand up and fight. Hey, people, listen closely to the sound of my voice. Success in life is never due to chance, but to choice. You choose to go on, to go through the storm, or you choose to give up, give in, and throw in the towel. Oh no, up to you. It's up to you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.